Guys, Coach Charles here with Fit Health in Herndon, Virginia. We're continuing our series on the quick start guides of how to lose your quarantine 15. So whether you've gained 10 pounds, 15 pounds, or 20 pounds, and talk to some people that have put on up to 70 pounds during this process. So we want to give you a series of guides that are going to allow you to get started immediately and start losing that weight. Trim down the belly and get back on track. So several of the other videos are about how to get back on track in the first place. We've talked about eating, we've talked about exercise, we've talked about getting a buddy. Now I'd like to talk to you about accountability so that you can stay on track. All right. So two major tools that you can use. One, journal what you're doing. Okay, so you've got a plan of doing 5 or 6 different exercises. Write those exercises down in your journal and record the number of sets and reps that you did. Let's give a for instance. Let's say you wanted to do 50 push-ups, right? Well, are you going to do that as 5 sets of 10? Are you going to do 10 sets of 5? Are you going to do those push-ups where you've elevated your body? So maybe you're at a countertop height, or perhaps you have used a chair and you put your hands on a chair. Okay, so record that down. Okay, I'm going to do 50 push-ups, 5 sets of 10, and I'm going to do them against the kitchen countertop. Okay, great. So then a couple weeks you come back and you're doing 50 push-ups again, and now maybe you've moved down to desk height. So desk is below countertop height. You're going to do like 4 sets of 12. Okay, great. So you're able to track that progress and make sure that you're staying on track. You are improving. You're getting stronger and you're doing more reps per set. So that's awesome. But let's also say that you take half a week off and you're falling off track. Well, now that information's not recorded here, and you got to go back to you and say, oh, geez, I'm not filling out my information. I'm losing track of what's going on. Here's the 3 exercises I'm going to do today. No matter what, I'm doing these 3 exercises. I'm going to do 4 sets of each one of these exercises. We're going to make it really simple. I'm going to give myself 30 minutes to get it all done. Bam. All right, so just record all the information that's going on. This allows you to see what you've done, and it's motivational to know that you're able to do more than you could do a few days ago, than a couple of weeks ago, than a few months ago. Always making progress. It's not always about the scale. In fact, most of the time it's not about the scale. Because if you're gaining muscle weight and you're losing body fat, the scale could say exactly the same thing. Which brings me to my second item that I want to talk to you about for staying on track. This is a tape measure. Now, whether you're using my tape measure or you're using your tape measure, you buy it at the grocery store or you buy it at a fabric shop, it doesn't matter. 10 inches is 10 inches on this tool. Okay? So, if at the beginning of the process you take all of your measures, chest, gut, hips, thighs, arms, and just write all that stuff down. Put the date and write it all down. And then maybe every couple of weeks you come back and you do all those measurements again. Hey, here's a 1/4 inch gone at my chest. Hey, that's great. I hadn't noticed that I lost any weight. But the tape measure is showing me I'm losing the weight. 1/2 inch gone on my gut. Hey, that's pretty good. I guess the changes to the eating that I've made are making a difference. I guess, working out on Friday evening before I go out to see some friends was worth the extra effort. Taking that 4-mile hike on Sundays, yep, really worth the effort. Oh, 1/2 inch gone in just 2 weeks. So you can start projecting that out, and in a few months you're like, hey, I'm going to lose several inches around my gut. I'll be done with all this COVID stuff, right? All right, so probably don't measure more than once a week. If you measure it every day, you'll drive yourself crazy because you're putting on water weight one day, losing water weight another day, and that's going to show up a little bit in the measurements. But if you're tracking over time and all of these measurements are steadily heading down, then you know what's going on. It's also going to show up in your clothes. So if you have a particular shirt that you know used to fit a certain way, and then you see how it fits today, and then you pull it out every couple of weeks and you put it back on, you're like, oh hey, yeah, this shirt is fitting better. Or a pair of jeans, that's another great way of checking. I could only get the jeans halfway up my thigh. Oh, today I can get the jeans 3/4 of the way up the thigh. Yes, we're making progress. And progress is motivational. Okay, so we don't need to have perfection. You don't need to be perfect in your diet. You don't need to be perfect in your exercise. But if you continue making better decisions, decisions will lead to better behaviors. Better behaviors, healthier behaviors over time lead to rock solid habits around exercise and eating and allowing yourself to stay accountable. Because if you don't allow yourself to stay accountable, you'll never really know whether you're making progress or not. And if you fall off the wagon a little bit, staying accountable will show you when that's occurring. Oh, okay. Yeah, St. Patty's Day, I went out and probably drank a little more than I should have. Okay, I need to make some changes, right? I gotta get right back on track again. I allowed myself fun at St. Patty's Day, but now I'm getting right back on track again, and I'm gonna hold myself accountable, and I'm holding myself accountable because I know it's motivational to be able to see my progress. When you hold yourself accountable and you're not making any progress, then you get the opposite effect. Oh man, I'm not doing it, right? I didn't work out the last 3 days. I ate out 3 dinners in a row. You're holding yourself accountable so you can see you're not making progress. What changes do you need to make? If you only had time to go out to eat dinner, perhaps this weekend you need to make sure you have all the food in place that you're going to make for the week. Make sure you have containers in place to put that prepared food into. What other problems are you running across? This is what your accountability systems can help you with. Let's see, I got home tonight at 9 p.m. I had nothing prepared to eat, so I grabbed a bag of noodles, I squirted some hot sauce on there, and then I grabbed a bag of chips and I sat down and I watched TV for an hour, and suddenly the bag of chips was 3/4 gone, and then I had a piece of bread with butter. Huh, that's all I'll record there. So if you don't want to eat like that, what do I need to do differently? Okay, well, I don't have time to prepare some food, so I'm going to stop by one of the grocery stores that has prepared foods in place, like a Whole Foods or one of those kinds of grocery stores. And I'm going to buy 2 days worth of food because I know I won't have time to cook again until Sunday, right? Now you bring home the prepared foods that you're selecting, proteins, vegetables, fruits, this type of thing, salads. You're ready to go. All right, so now if the next night you get delayed at work, you don't get home until 9 o'clock and you're ravenous, you're really hungry again, now you have to make a physical choice not to eat the good foods that you had prepared or bought and had right there in the refrigerator ready to go. Okay, it's a lot harder to watch that food go to rot rather than eating it and then eat the crappier food. Okay, but then you can take a further step in your accountability and say, well, if the crappy food isn't in my house, then I have to leave my house to go eat it. So if I only have the food I am telling myself I should be eating in the house, and it's already prepared to just throw into the microwave to heat up, or quickly heat up on the stovetop with something like chili, well, I can only eat the good stuff that I decided I was going to eat. So there again, it's a decision which then causes you to have different behaviors, and then that will allow you to form a stronger habit. So again, let's track what you're doing. That's going to help you stay accountable. And then you can track your results. And that's going to be motivational. You're doing the right things here. That's going to end up showing you the right things on your tape measure. That's going to motivate you to keep moving forward, week by week, month by month, until you've gotten rid of all of your quarantine weight. All right, let me know if you have questions and comments down below. We'll see you next time.